Like I always say, if you're not down with the bullshit and you're down with the real shit, like and subscribe. Yo, I just want to touch on uh the Busta Rhymes Van Jones. Yeah, Busta Rhymes Van Jones interview. Um in and you can see it on YouTube. In the video, Busta Rhymes mentioned like different issues about personal things that he had experienced, where probably a lot of people, I guess, who weren't closely connected to him or fans even didn't know or might not know about him, and things that he'd been through. You know, um, he was just expressing how he was taught that even though you go through things that make you sad, make you upset, that hurt your feelings, whatever it is, you have to still keep on going. Do your job. He said he was taught, by I think more so that was emphasized by his father, but you could say his parents, um, and how you know men, and this is true. Back in the day, men are not supposed to get caught up in their emotions, you know, because like he said, the job has to get done, whatever it is. I mean, if everybody just go to pieces, I mean, you already got like the woman might have threw her hands up. The kids don't know what to do because they're children. And so, like, it leaves you as, I mean, you're supposed to be the stronger vessel anyway. That's the whole thing about it. It's like, you are not supposed to defer to your wife and children, not just because of some kind of eye test type of aspect, like how it looks, the optics of it, but because when you really break it down, how can you, as being the stronger person physically, 9 times out of 10, it's supposed to be like that, or it is like that. Some dudes be little dudes and they be having these big ass 350-pound women and stuff like that. So that's why I'm saying that. Maybe even 400 pounds. These dudes who have these fetishes and stuff like that, and they just like somebody who really is way way bigger than I don't know why, but um, but offhand, the way it is, like I said, 9 times out of 10, uh, why would it be somebody breaking into the house, somebody's going to cause us bodily harm? Why are you going to defer to her? Why are you going to defer to the kids? They all you outweigh all of them. You're bigger than them. You're stronger than all. So it wouldn't make no sense for you to, do that in the first place. And then it comes to, why would you defer to somebody, whereas in protecting your own self, you're leaving it up to somebody who can't even protect themselves. So how in the hell are they going to protect you? So also dealing with just the emotional aspects of dealing with life and things. A lot of times, it comes down to the man, because being in a leadership position and dealing with that responsibility, a lot of times you have people that can't deal with that responsibility. Even if they try to deal with it. If anybody, you've ever had like, you've seen situations up close and personal where a lot of times women are in charge of things. They'll be trying to play the role, and then, but if things keep coming upon them back to back to back to back to back, and there's no kind of long term separation between incidents and problems and obstacles and stuff like that, they start, if they can't now with them, they'll defer to somebody else. They will do it. They will try to defer to somebody else to get them to assist them with something, and might not even mention that they had help on it. It turns into like, you should help me, or that's your job, or something, but she'll still take all the accolades like she did it herself, and stuff like that. And, society doesn't reprimand or come down on them for doing that as they would a man if he does that. So, he just, Busta Rhymes was just talking about, how things was back in them times, and it was, different from now, how, it's all about, well, I seen a change in things like under the Trump administration. Trump said the whole platform that he was running on. Remember, it was he was using the mantra "Make America Great Again." But a lot of people I know just wanted, yo, man, just make America normal again. You know, just normal. A lot of things got flipped backwards. It's like the earth got turned on its axis. Like everything that was or traditionally was or what was normal in society, things started to change. And for certain people, they might think that, oh, it was for the better. Yeah, but what they mean is it was for the better for them, not us as a whole. And a lot of confusion and things that we've had in this country under both Obama administration and also Donald Trump administration has been because people have felt like they've been forced to um, accept and be indoctrinated into ways of being and life that are not traditional, and it's like a more so being forced or pushed to be this way, understand this, accept this, or there's going to be some ramifications. And through both presidencies, this is why we've had like these divisions greatly going on because of all this political mess. But back to more so the topic at hand. Busta Rhymes had addressed like in the interview like the dealings with his father and how once his father and his mother separated, he had to he said he flat out said he was a mama's boy. He said so that meant that he felt an obligation to uphold his mother's ideologies and beliefs, uh, you know, out of respect of honoring her as his mom. And it shaped and molded his opinions and thoughts towards his father. Well, this is commonplace, especially in the black community. Um, you know, it's reinforced, and feminism also plays a big major part in that too. Women basically poking and prodding at other women's relationships and telling them how they should be or shouldn't be towards their men. Relationships that don't involve them, they have nothing to do with it. Um, the Bible says, "Let no one pull apart what I have yoked together." How the hell do people think that they have the right to intervene on people's relationships? And, a lot of times you have women telling other women, well, you deserve better. How the hell you know she deserves better? If this woman has led a life formerly before she was with this, her husband or with, let's say, her kid's father, or with a man that maybe she's been in her recent most long-term relationship or recent relationship period. Before that relationship, she was wild. She was promiscuous, um, debaucherous, maybe. Not having a lot of morals and respect for herself. But you say, based on her life that she led previously, she deserved better. How do you come to that conclusion? See, it doesn't really have anything to do with that in actuality of the exact um, being really talking about does she deserve a better life or deserve better in some form or fashion. That's not really the issue at hand. She's only saying that because her friend or some other woman is only saying that because they're both women, and women hate to see other women where they figure you're not getting the fair end of the stick, or basically you're not coming up as a woman should be able to, and reap the benefits of being in a relationship with a man and not deal with the turmoil or the aggravation of not getting what you want or not getting the respect that you so-called deserve, but it's more so based upon what women in general want and think they should receive based upon society, you know, how it caters to women and how it, um, you know, um, basically a lot of women take advantage of, you know, the doting and the caring and the protection and the shield that's placed around them by society just because they are women, you know. And then they say men and women should be treated as equals. It's like, wait a minute, no, you don't want to be treated as equals, because if you did, then all those perks that come to women just because they're women, they wouldn't even want them. They would take that as some form of disrespect. What are you opening the car door for me for? You don't need to do that. I'm bringing home groceries and stuff. Why do you feel compelled to come outside and help me with the groceries? I can bring them in myself. You don't need to do that. Uh, Whatever heavy lifting, whatever, why are you fixing the toilet? You don't have to do that. I can do that myself. Like, but we know most women, they're not going to do that. And we know why. If society affords them the luxury of not to have to be felt to be accountable and responsible to do the heavy lifting, why would they do it? You got guys who would be like, you got guys who, if the bigger guys are going to pick up the bigger stuff and everything, why should I break a sweat trying to pick up the bigger heavy stuff when I could just pick up the lighter stuff, But whereas it might get presented or spoke upon as common sense, at the heart and root of it all is, why should I take the harder job? Period. And you probably don't want to do any work at all. But if I'm going to do any work, I'd rather take the lesser of the work. It all makes sense, right? Well, but the thing about it is, a lot of kids, pertaining back to like what Busta Rhymes said, or especially in the black community, are like that. Your relationship with your father is your relationship with your father. Your relationship with your mother is your relationship with your mother. The thoughts and ideas and respect that you have for your father should be formed based upon your relationship with your father, not your mom's relationship. Because you have to remember, as it is said, women are vindictive by nature. So therefore, what that pertains itself to is that if your mom develops this deep animosity towards your father, that could even, just be called all-out hatred because of the nature of things pertaining to the history of their relationship and how she felt she was not respected in the way that she thought should have been respected, or certain things that he did she didn't like, period. And so women, it's very common for them to have a deep-hearted resentment, and not just for your father, but whoever. This could be whoever, but it's really common when it comes to like relationships between black women and black men. So you got a lot of that also contributes to why you see a lot of black women around here. They might have multiple kids, 4 or 5 of them, 3, 4 different fathers. And primarily, the issue at hand, as far as the disdain that black women have towards black men and the fathers and stuff, is more so based upon financial reasons. You don't necessarily have to be here, but pay your child support, But then, at the same time, it's not all about just pay your child support. They still want you to give them some money, too. I've seen this where, like, guys sitting up here no longer in a relationship with a woman. And it's the mother. It's your child's mother. Why is she still calling you, asking you for money? This woman does not want to be in a relationship with you anymore. This woman is frolicking around with other men, even if she's not in a, serious relationship. And based upon, factors of how some of these women look and their attitude. You got a lot of dudes who done got these women who are not that physically attractive pregnant just from being cockhounds. Who, like they said, he'll stick his, what in anything or everybody. You got those dudes. And there's a lot of dudes in the black community that's like that, and or the hood, Because I say that to say, like, I know a lot of guys say, shit, guys who went on and got thorough educations and own businesses and, make good for themselves. Like, I don't succumb to that, like, I don't have to. So, at least you shouldn't. I understand that. I mean, yeah, so, they got these unattractive women pregnant. They got these women got these bad attitudes and stuff, who basically were promiscuous, basically slut buckets, just out here messing with them, got them. And so a lot of guys with sense are not going to wipe these women up in the first place, or put another kid in them. Okay. So, but they might, partake in frolicking around with her. You know what I'm saying? They get busy with her, hey. Because the whole thing about it is her attitude towards sex and her self-respect and everything basically leans itself where, I've heard somebody just recently, I can't remember who it was, but they said like the attitude and the behaviors of a lot of these women in the hood, a lot of times they're only like a few steps, like 2 steps away from basically just being all-out prostitutes. Got men coming in and out, they're messing with 2 and 3 different men, at the same time, and they figure they just living their life, But then at different times, those same type of women, if they happen to say, okay, this guy right here, I think I want to be with him, like, then she thinks because she wants to be with you in a serious manner, you're supposed to take her serious and you're supposed to wife her up. Like, and the guy might like, nah, I know some things going on with her. She kind of cute, she cool, you know what I'm saying, whatever. The sex is good, you know what I'm saying. I come get off work, come through, knock it out, blah, blah, blah. She might give me a little bit of that sloppy chop, you know what I'm saying? And I like that, but on that serious level, and then she got badass kids, and she don't keep a good house anyway. I just come through here just to do what I do, and then I'm out, and then I call her when, I feel like being bothered or what. Got a lot of women, you deal with that situation. That's what you deserve. That's what you deserve, because you don't take it serious being a wife or a wifey type in the first place. So all you want is the dude to be stupid. That's all it is. You just want the dude to be stupid so it'll benefit you. So, that's why you see a lot of them in the hood walking around with them 4 or 5 kids, and got a man just getting older. They wondering what the hell they're going to do after the welfare stop and the kids get old enough to keep their SSI checks to themselves. They wondering what the hell they're going to do. So they thinking of some kind of whole move, possibly, or something that really is not to be admired or respected. How they gonna try to just survive? They remember when they said that women, number one, the thing that they're conscious about and they care about is survival, security. When they say security, but security basically survival, same thing. So that means they will do what it takes to survive. If that means being a prostitute, being a stripper, but if you do this, don't turn around and then blame me and say, oh, because of me. No, yeah, it was your choice. Could have took your ass to work and just worked hard. I got an aunt. At one time, she worked 3 different jobs. But you'll have some woman who might say, well, she shouldn't have had to do that. Well, if she didn't have a man or a husband to take care of her and make sure everything was okay, and she got 3 daughters, what the hell was she supposed to do? Nothing? What was mom supposed to do? Go out there and be a prostitute? That's stupid, man. But yeah, he talked about just like how after they had separated, divorced, that his opinion towards his father was formed based upon what his mother felt. Like I said, usually that 90% of the time that's the case. I used to talk to kids when I was growing up, and I would say, well, why don't you like your father? Why do you have a problem? Oh man, he ain't never been around. He ain't never did nothing for me, and you know what I'm saying. But I'm like, and I would ask the question, do you know why your mom and dad not together? And even as kids, really, when you ask them that question, they really offhand don't know. Well, she said, see, they always say she said. There's a lot of people, man, I've known where they run into when they get older, they wind up reconciling with their father because their father wound up telling them some things that they never knew that has to do with their mom and their mom's family. Because the family also, and everybody know, in the black community, well, the hood, that's a known thing. If they don't like you, they think that they also got some kind of pull or has some kind of vote to basically get the female to get to separate from you. So if mom don't like you, her sister don't like you, you need to. They always say you need to leave that nigga alone. You need to leave, because they don't like you. See, they don't like if she stays with you, and that could be her kid's father or her husband or whatever. They feel like, oh well, shit, when we get together for events and every damn thing, you gonna still bring this fool around, and I don't want to see him. See what I'm saying? But with the mom, her mother, oh, I love all my grandchildren. They almost have an attitude that basically they don't care about their daughters going out there being promiscuous, just having trivial sexual relationships with men, producing these bastard children, truthfully, with no father. But they figure like, we all family. You don't need him, and also the kids don't need him. And so now that's why you also have a lot of these boys. I mean, this has been going on for decades upon decades. Going back to like the '70s. So you have a lot of boys, no male role model, don't know how to really be a man properly because they're being taught how to be a man by a woman where you have a lot of black women in the hood that don't even know how to be black women. I mean, not black women, but don't know how to be women. They don't even know how to raise a child, take care of a child. They don't know how to really even govern their own selves. They're undisciplined. So at least if somebody was in the equation that was disciplined, they can offset a little bit of, the bad behavior. But the whole importance of families. See, the family is, in the black community, the hood, the family is your mama and her peoples. A lot of black people don't even know their father's side. They don't even know their grandmother on their father's side, their grandmother, their aunts, their uncles, their cousins. They might know a few people here and there, but then they don't really have a relationship with them. They just know, I done been with people. They be like, looking, we driving, we going somewhere. Oh, that look like my cousin over there. You know what? That is my cousin. And he said, well, what, you want to go over there and talk to him, whatever? Nah, that's all right. You know what I'm saying? I talk to him when I see him, you know what I'm saying? We don't really talk or nothing like that. I just know, I was just saying that was him, you know what I'm saying? That's how, you know what I'm saying? If he was asked some question, when the last time you seen your cousin? I think like about 7 years ago, like when my uncle died and stuff, like, my dad, he had took me to go to the funeral, and so, like, what the hell? But a lot of the black mothers' families, a lot of times, their families are dysfunctional. That's what's so damn crazy. How are y'all the better side and the better people? I mean, I was in a situation, I was with one of my friends who went to go see a girl that he knew. Me and my godbrother goes over there. We go over there. This is her mama, her grandmother, her uncle, her aunts. We were all sitting on the couch, me and my godbrother, the killer R, and, Johnny Howard, my boy Johnny, he went with the girl who we came to see, and they walked off somewhere and talked. And we were just sitting there on the couch. And she had two other sisters. And they kept walking about, going here and there, whatever. These people kept coming in and out the house, in and out the house. Like, we sitting there like, something seemed wrong. Something just seemed weird, because they all went and gathered up in the kitchen. But there was just something wrong, like how they were moving. Now, mind you, we were teenagers. One of the sisters of the girl who Johnny went to go see comes out with a fucking tray and said, "Hey, y'all want some? Lines of cocaine, weed rolled up." We like, what the fuck is it? What the hell? And we like, no, thank you, because nobody was smoking the weed or drinking or doing nothing at that time. We turned back around, we looked back in the kitchen, and they were all in there like smoking and stuff, like they're having a party. But this is all family. The girl was a teenager, mind you. Remember, we were teenagers. So they rely on them to like smoke weed, snort lines of dope, oh my God, it's the mom family. I see a lot of times, when you fathers, when you also don't be in your kids' lives, see, this is the seriousness of this. You can say, I stepped away, I didn't want to deal with her no more because of how she was acting, and she didn't respect me as a man, she respected me for, so I just said, fuck it, man, I deal with my kids, man, when they grow up. That's a lot of guys, especially back in the day. That's why a lot of kids' fathers, they would say tough, talking about, I figure when they get grown, they come looking for me. I'll talk to them then. Okay. Now, if the mom's so bad and everything about her is bad, her family's bad, but you left them kids there to deal with people who were on drugs, schizophrenic, alcoholics, whatever. And your kids had to endure that. So if they came up being raised bad by her family members, they always, and they over there, and and they got them dudes in their families, a lot of them not diligent, behaving or acting in the sense of keeping their focus on either education or working or business or something like that. A lot of times, them types right there, those are the guys that be all running the streets. There's no man to kick their ass or whoop their ass to make them get their ass off the street and hit the books and take their ass to school and be respectful as young men. Mom just throw her hands up, because remember, like I said, when things get too hard, and if there's nobody to help them, they just figure like, well, society will, understand that I'm a woman and I'm a single mother, I'm by myself. So if my son runs the streets and I can't stop him, well, it ain't my fault. It's his daddy's fault because he should have been here. You told him to get the fuck out. Wait, I see how kind of goddamn oxymoronic this shit is. The father should have been here, but then again, he was the guy that you wanted to leave. Now you mess around with every Joe Blow to show you some kind of attention, who only just want to use you for your body any damn way, because like I said, a lot of dudes ain't stupid. That's why I'm like that. If anything, at best, or at worst, you're going to wind up with another kid. And then he going to leave too, because really your attitude, based upon how you are, makes a guy be like, I don't want no real relationship with her. Not really. You just want to have fun. That's what it is, because based on how you carry yourself. Shit. But that's just part one that I'm going to touch on right now, as far as like what he was talking about in the interview. I'll continue it over into part two and talk about other subject matter that I felt that was of significance that Busta Rhymes was talking about in his interview with Van Jones. Peace. See you in a minute.